My name is Anthony Stewart Head, and I play Giles.
In the first season, we concentrated on the cultural clash between Giles and Buffy, but also between Giles and the rest of the cast.
Come on, you didn't think he ever got restless as a kid?
Are you kidding? His diapers were tweed.
And in fact, when I was doing research, I went to a local high school and spent the day with a librarian who said, at last, there's someone to speak up for librarians.
Who do we speak to?
Giles.
Knowledge comes from crafted bindings and pages, Buffy, not ones and zeros.
I felt so out of place and so alien. It was the best research I could possibly have done. So I was able to draw on that throughout the first season.
I'm aerobicizing! I must have the beat!
Wonderful. You work on your muscle tone while my brain dribbles out of my ears.
Second season, he gets a girlfriend, amazed that Giles should have any kind of romance, and some of them actually find it quite revolting.
Look at them.
A twosome of cuteness.
Can't you just imagine them getting together?
We also then find out, as he sort of starts to get passionately involved with somebody, that he has a very dark past.
Time to go to sleep.
In fact, his girlfriend gets involved in it. It all gets rather unpleasant, really, with sort of big sticky puddles of blue goo and all sorts of terrible things.
Under your skin. Was it good for you?
Joss is very clever about finding conflicts and finding stuff to set us all apart and then bring us back together.
Giles, you're scaring me. Don't be sorry, be Giles. Come on, we fight monsters. This is what we do. They show up, they scare us, I beat them up, and they go away. This isn't any different.
It is different.
Because you don't know how to stop it?
Because I created it.
By the time we get to the end of season 2, I think Giles' relationship with Buffy is much more nurturing.
I'm so used to you being the grown-up, and then I find out that you're a person.
Most grown-ups are.
I would have thought.
Some are even short-sighted, foolish people.
So, after all this time, we finally find out that we do have something in common. Which, apart from being a little weird, that's kind of okay.
Passion, I thought, was a wonderfully written episode and a beautifully filmed episode.
I didn't come here to hurt anyone. And I lied to you because I thought it was the right thing to do. I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know I was going to fall in love with you.
I remember being genuinely moved throughout.
He misses you. He doesn't say anything to me, but I know he does. And I don't want him to be lonely.
Giles finds love, it's all very passionate, and all of a sudden she gets killed by Buffy's boyfriend.
Sorry, Jenny. This is where you get off. I never get tired of doing that.
There was a scene between me and Sarah after I've tried to set fire to the warehouse. We were both way over.
Why did you come here? This wasn't your fight.
Joss has always been very clever and very sharp as to just how much emotion to have. And if you give the audience too much, you take them beyond that moment of holding their breath.
Are you trying to get yourself killed? You can't leave me. I can't do this alone.
Beginning of season 4, I'm a lost soul. You have no idea how much thrashing you is going to improve my day.
No, wait, hang on.
You can beat the crap out of me. Go ahead. I can't stop you. Or you can listen to what I have to say. Find out what's going on.
What are you talking about?
As the season goes on, it becomes more and more evident that I don't know what to do with myself. And so we have little visits to Giles's home where he started to watch quiz shows and eat breakfast cereal in the middle of the day. And he's obviously becoming unhinged.
20 years I've been fighting demons. Maggie Walsh had a Nancy Ninja Boys come in. 6 months later, demons are pissing themselves with fear. They never even noticed me. Who's Maggie Walsh? Oh, she's awful. She said I was an absent male role model. Absent my ass. But I'm twice the man she is.
New Man is about lack of communication. He begins to think that no one understands him or really cares about him.
Initiative. I mean, methods may be causing problems, but they're getting the job done. What am I? I'm an unemployed librarian with a tendency to get knocked on the head, and
Well, you won't have to worry about that anymore, mate. When you went to the loo, I slipped a small pellet of poison in your drink. You'll be dead in an hour.
Just kidding.
The whole idea behind New Man is the extension of what is it like if you feel completely cut off from a group?
well, here I am. Spent weeks trying to get a single scrap of information about our mysterious demon collectors, and no one bothers to tell me that Buffy's dating one of them.
You feel like you're talking and no one understands you. So what's the extension of that in Joss Whedon's mind? Make Giles a demon.
When you look at me, you may be a little alarmed, but there's no need. It's me, Giles. Now, Ethan has turned me into a demon, and I need your help. Hello. Yes, it's me.
I seem to remember it was one of the times Joss has not said, right, pull it back. He actually said, do more.
Demon! Please, don't you understand? No, calm down. You're just...
New Man was very cool, especially the fact I got to chase after Professor Walsh.
Oh, stop the car.
I was running down the street with all this stuff on, and I thought I was doing it, and then Joss said, no, I want something that's more like that, so I copied it.
Right, let's go then.
I love the relationship between Spike and Giles. We very rarely had that many scenes together, and we've been wanting to do some stuff together, so it was a treat.
How you feeling, mate?
Like snapping necks until everyone's dead.
Now that sounds like a feral demon. Good for you.
Unfortunately, the episode ended up a little over, so some of the stuff that we did in the car got cut, but there was some good stuff.
Listen, about this feral demon, do I have special powers? Like setting things on fire with my sizzling eye beams?
Well, you got the mucus thing.
What? Mucus?
Paralyzer mucus. Shoots out through the nose. Sets up fast. Hard as rock. Pretty good in a fight.
Are you making this up?
Maybe. But hey, you feel a sneeze coming on. You warned me.
Season 7 was about summing up. Season 7 was about closure.
First, it's brainwashed you. Something in your subconscious that it's using to provoke a violent reaction. So, we have to put this in your brain.
Bugger that.
The thing that always amazes me about Buffy, well, I know it's not the show, it's about Joss Whedon, basically the fact that he has such great ideas.
It takes more than rousing speeches to lead, Buffy. If you're going to be a general, you need to be able to make difficult decisions regardless of cost.
You don't just want to make it another year, so you got to make it something special, something pivotal, something funky.
You're Nicky Wood's son. Yes. Spike killed your mother. Yes.
Tony was somebody that, at the beginning of the series was like, it's exposition, man. I wanted to give him the Silver Pipe Award because he had, so much pipe to lay. It's like, I believe this demon can only be defeated by blah, 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 blah. I'll be standing here in the library being British while you all have adventures.
You're keeping me awake.
It's time to stop playing the role of general and start being one.
This is the way wars are won.
It's like anything where your roots are, that's where he's learnt to be the man he is. I mean, he's changed so radically from the man that he was.
I understand your anger. Please believe me, we did what
He's alive. Spike's alive. Wood failed.
Well, that doesn't change anything. What I told you is still true. You need to learn...
No. I think you've taught me everything I need to know.
I was interested in the character of Giles, and I hired Tony partially because I didn't want the stuffy old man. I wanted a guy who was clearly young enough to still be questioning his own life. Somebody who can just ping-pong from, you know, the most painful tragedy to just the broadest comedy. That was such a privilege for me.
This is for Giles.
Oh, really?
Oh, God. Giles! Please don't die.
Actually, I feel quite well. Except for the rage.
And it's where Joss Whedon is at his best. He takes an idea and says, how can we overstep the mark? How can we take the boundaries that television creates for us and step over that? Would you let this vampire live if it meant saving the world?
Sure. Seems like a nice enough guy.
Thanks.
No problem.
My name's Richard.
Hi, Rich.
The story arc of Giles is so rich and it's so well worked through. He's pulled from pillar to post, emotionally and physically. We actually see a man evolving, and that's a great, great pleasure to play.
Did anyone ever tell you you're kind of a sexy fuddy-duddy?
No, actually, that part usually gets left out.